Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube. It is your girl Honey. Welcome back people, welcome back. And those of you who are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Honey and I am a British astrologer. You guys can check out my website honeysastro.com for any services, astro documents that I might have, and also my podcast. My website again is honeysastro.com. Just for those who don't know, I currently have a downloadable document directly from my website Honey's Astro, where you guys can find love, sex, relationship, astrology document. I think it's roughly 75 pages long, where I'm talking about everything in reference to love, sex and relationships. It's predominantly about Mars, but we are talking about different placements, aspects, squares, conjunctions. I also give a few case studies. I also talk about toxic relationships. So you guys, please download the document. Thank you. So people, today we are talking a little bit about the Pisces moon. I had quite a few requests last week for Pisces moon to be uploaded next, so here we are. Now let's just dive straight on in. The moon is your emotional fulfillment, foundation, home, security, roots, your mother, how you was raised. It's essentially what really makes us feel from deep within. Now Pisces is in association with the 12th house. It's ruled by Neptune and co-ruled by Jupiter. When you think about 12th house or Pisces, Neptune energy, it's your unconsciousness, your escapism, solitude, isolation, fear, guilt, confusion, illusion, disillusionment, grief, sorrow. But it's also deep emotions, escapism, internal peace, inner expansion. When you're given a Pisces moon, there is something very spiritual about this moon. I cannot stress how whenever I see a Pisces moon, I think about the emotional connection that there is towards the mum. Now the reason why it's very spiritual, we could also say karmic as well, because the 12th house does represent karma, past life, things like that. And when you are given a Pisces moon, there's a lot that you have inherited from your mum, especially in terms of the unconsciousness. Pisces moon can be found in two different ways. Majority of people that have a Pisces moon will have a good relationship with mum. It's very spiritual, it's very emotionally connective. You guys can literally communicate without having to say anything. And there's a lot of love between you. But Pisces moon can also be found to be very challenging as well, depending on what's happening with the 4th house, where Cancer is in your chart as well, can give us an indication surrounding what's happening with your moon. This is where we see people who may suffer with addictions, a mother who is always blaming other people for her own narcissistic behavior. Mum could be a liar. You may also find yourself having to parent your mum. Let's just talk about the good things first before we go into the negatives about, when you have good or bad or challenging or good Pisces moon. Your mum could be someone who comes from an environment where she works with the collective. When we talk about Pisces and the collective, we're talking about people who are all having to be put into one place for some particular reason. You've got hotels, you've got hospitals, you've got jails, you've got associations such as like homeless shelters. Your mum might be associated with people who are in that sort of environment. And what we find is that your mum has to be in an environment where she feels like she's making some sort of change to the world. Same way that you're going to feel as well, because this is what you've also inherited from her. So the need to want to be in an environment where you're making change to the world, working in somewhere like finance, or HR, it's not going to be something that's very emotionally fulfilling for your mum, even for yourself. You've got to be in an environment where you're actively helping people and helping people to feel that they are also part of society. So Pisces moon mothers tend to have this empathizing mother nature, natural mother nature about them. I also find Pisces moons mums to be very eccentric, very quirky, very warm and attractive. And they will always have like a crazy, they will have a crazy romance story, like what they've done, what happened to them. Like my ex-husband, he married my sister, or my ex-husband, he left me, he ghosted me for 10 years and came back like nothing happened. Crazy things like that. A Pisces moon mum will have that sort of story. Because when you're given a Pisces moon, there's a lot to do with their mother being very, very giving romantically, literally like giving their heart, their lives to someone, because they really value romance. They love romance, they love love. And when you think about Pisces, it represents addictions. So although you have a great relationship with your mum could also have some sort of addiction. It hasn't got to be drugs. It could be food, it could be cigarettes, it could also be the addiction to love, the addiction to relationships, the addiction to want to help people. And this is the issue with Pisces that I have, is boundaries. So your mum may lack boundaries and you might find yourself sometimes being a little bit, I don't want to say fearful, but there can be times where you feel a little bit like, okay, shall I interject with what my mum is saying right now, because she's crossing over a boundary, she's making me feel uncomfortable, she's making my child feel uncomfortable, or my partner feel uncomfortable with the things that she's saying or the things that she's doing. She's overstepping her boundary. But this is the thing, Pisces moon's mum's intentions are never bad. The intention is never to create harm. Pisces moon mothers care about their kids tremendously. They care about their families tremendously. When we look at our mothers or parents, whoever, they are there to offer us guidance. Your mother is there to encourage you to trust your intuition. Or if you've got a really good relationship with her, your mother becomes your intuition. It's almost like, oh mum, what should I do with this situation? What do you think? And mum being mum and having a great relationship with her, she's going to tell you exactly what she feels. It's not about what she thinks, it's about what she feels, because she's using her intuition. And this is where a lot of the psychic abilities are inherited from, because mum is very much psychic. She knows her child, but you also inherit that psychic abilities where you also are going to have that connection with your kids, but also how you navigate through life using your intuition. And this is what I'm saying, a healthy relationship with mum really encourages you to trust your intuition. It allows you to navigate through life in a healthy way, because with Pisces you can have challenging aspects, you can have a challenging moon, you may not be involved, whatever it could be, and you're having a hard time to navigate through life with your Pisces moon, because in a challenging way, Pisces can also lack the guidance that it needs to have. When you have a relationship with mum's offering you that guidance that you need to have. Now, the challenging relationship with mum, and again, this is dependent on what's happening with your Cancer in your chart, your 4th house, the aspects to your moon, the house placement that your moon sits in as well can indicate the kind of relationship that you have with your mum as well. Now, it's important to look at your mother's history, because if you have a difficult relationship with her, there's going to be a reason behind why she is how she is. And Pisces is very much about the victim. It lacks boundaries, it has escapism issues. Mum may not have been a good parent to you. Maybe you have had to parent your mother. Maybe you felt like, you know what, like my mum is always asking me for advice, or she behaves like a child and I've got to come in and I've got to offer her the guidance that I really decided to have as a child, and I'm doing it now for her as an adult. Mum might have escapism issues. She might be a substance abuser. She might dive a bit too much in food and alcohol, in traveling even. Pisces moon mothers in challenging aspects can be notorious for escaping from being a parent, escaping from having any type of responsibility of being someone's mum. So when you look back on her history, you might find it quite difficult to get the answers that you need to have to understand mum. Remember, Pisces is confusion, illusion, disillusionment. So if you've got a Pisces moon, finding out about your mother's background, her history, it might be difficult because you're not getting the answers that you need to have to understand and to see your mum, or become more consciously aware of your mum's situation. Your mum might have this victim complex about her as well. This is very, very common for a lot of Pisces moon mums to have, is my mum plays the victim. She won't take responsibility. She blames everybody else for her situation. And let me just say this, right? Pisces moon mothers are notorious for being hurt. But as a Pisces moon, your mum may lack saying sorry, changing behavior. Your mum may blame an ex-partner, her parents, for how she's turned out to be. And although that her experience could very much contribute to what she's going through as an adult now, being your parent now, she's the only person who's in charge of her life now to make changes to be better and also have a better relationship with you. But that's the problem with Pisces moon, is that it lacks responsibility. It struggles to accept accountability. I always say, like, I've got a 12th house sun, so I know that feeling of like parents that drain you sometimes. Having a Pisces moon, you kind of understand that, damn, you know what, my mum is always asking me for money, always asking to stay at my house, or asking for this, asking for that, to pick her up. I've always got to do something for her. And what we find is that mum can behave very much like a child, and you start to feel like their parent. Although we see these terrible qualities in mum, we also look at mum like, yeah, but that's my mum, man. I love my mum regardless. And this is the beauty of Pisces. It's unconditional love. I'm gonna love you regardless. Mum's hurt me, mum is irresponsible, mum's a lot of things, but she's still my mother. So a lot of Pisces moons out there will still have a relationship with their mum, even though mum is not the best of parents. And remember, when it comes to Pisces energy in general, Pisces knows how to forgive people. Now let's talk about the emotional needs of a Pisces moon and how these people handle their emotions. Now, there is challenging ways to deal with your emotions, and there's also evolved ways to handle your emotions as well. These people are extremely compassionate, and what you'll notice is that they're likely to attract a lot of people into their lives that have problems. Their best friend is someone who has a lot going on, and depending on that best friend's moon sign will depend on how much they are telling the Pisces moon person. You know, my best friend's a Pisces moon and I'm a Capricorn moon, so naturally I don't really like to express too much, but I also know how emotions can be very heavy for people. For those people who don't quite understand the Pisces moon's boundaries, or quite understand that their emotions are heavy, they can project a lot of their emotions onto the Pisces moon, because naturally the Pisces moon knows how to make people feel better. As I was saying before, you've inherited a lot from your mum. Your mum being part of the collective, you know, being in an environment where she has to help people, to accommodate people. You guys as the Pisces moon, you're gonna attract people who also desire to be healed by you. They want your help. And again, I always say to people who have Pisces moon or Pisces energy period, 12 house energy period, you must pick and choose who you want to help, because it's very easy for people to take advantage of you, because they know, oh yeah, you know, the Pisces moon, she'll help me out, she'll help me. But the truth is, they are taking advantage if they continuously come to you. But who do you guys express yourself to? If you guys are always helping others, who do you express yourself to? You have to set yourself boundaries. Don't always be available to people. Don't always answer your phone. Don't always respond on demand. And let people know if it's the right or the wrong time for them to express your emotions to you, because you are always helping people. It's literally what Pisces moon does. And you guys look through your natal chart, the sign that sits in your 12th house, right? You will notice when the moon is transiting through your 12th house, that is when you get the most phone calls, most people texting you, most people calling you. But people want things. People are thinking of you so much more. They're contacting you to ask you questions. But this is essentially what happens. And you guys that have Pisces moon, just be more aware of the moon transits, because you'll notice that there will be moon cycles where people are contacting you so much more. And if you are trying to protect your own energy and enforce boundaries, you want to know what moon cycle to do that on. Now, because you guys are so compassionate, so empathizing, so gentle, so sensitive, so intuitive, all of these beautiful things, it's very easy for people to feel safe around you. And I don't want to say you guys have like this mother nature energy about you, because depending on the rest of your chart, you can be quite youthful, you know, childlike, playful. But that Pisces moon, it makes you attractive to the point where you're likable. It's a warming, attractive energy, and it makes you likable because it's gentle. When I think about Pisces energy, I think about like purple clouds, I think about pink flowers, I think about, you know, a beautiful street with lots of trees everywhere, the branches like this in the road. I just think about beauty all around. Pisces always wants to be part of an environment where it's beautiful. Wherever it wants to work, it wants to be in a beautiful environment. It wants to be around beautiful women. It wants to be around beautiful men even. There needs to be a space for Pisces to see beauty every day, because beauty is inspiring to you guys. Beauty is also dependent on who you are. You might find imperfections beautiful, the way a car drives to be a beautiful experience. It's just dependent on yourself. But that need for beauty in your everyday is how you are supposed to feel inspired to create. Being creative is exactly what a Pisces moon needs to have. Creativity is what makes you feel emotionally fulfilled. Like literally being able to wake up today and decide, you know what, I'm going to do some crochet. I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to do a painting. I'm going to make some clothes. I'm going to do something, but I'm going to do it on my own in isolation when no one's around. You know, my phone's off, music is playing. And that creativity doesn't have to be like I have to make something from scratch. It could also be just writing. It could also be cleaning your home. Just the small things that you do on your own gives you that little sense of fulfillment. I just feel happy now that I've done something on my own. Pisces moon is not a moon that identifies with loneliness. It likes aloneness. Watching Netflix on my own, listening to music on my own, going through TikTok and not sending shit to people every 5 minutes because I can enjoy TikTok on my own. Like literally just the small little things like that where you guys have the time to be by yourself is just a warming experience. It just feels good. Now the moon can also link us to depression as well. This is something that I talk about with all of my moon videos, right? But depression can be found through the moon. It can be found through Mercury or Saturn as well. But in order for the moon to feel emotionally fulfilled as an individual, you've got to find something that you absolutely enjoy. I remember what I was saying, Pisces is addictions. Enjoying things such as like alcohol, drugs, overeating, those things have a consequence because they're not very productive. You got to do things that are highly productive. Just like in the game The Sims. I used to play Sims a lot. And in The Sims, you have to keep your sim inspired. And that might mean you've got to make them go to the gym. You've got to make them do a painting, do a hobby, to keep them inspired. And that's what comes to mind when I think about Pisces moon, is that inspiration is huge for these people because that's what makes them feel that emotional fulfillment, is the need to express, the need to create. And when you're not doing those things, that can really affect your emotions, which could possibly lead to depression for some people. But let's also talk about how it can be challenging vibrating on a different level. Pisces represents confusion. So when it comes to feeling inspired, feeling emotionally fulfilled, how does one do that? The Pisces moon might ask. Well, I don't know how to be creative. I don't know how to feel emotionally fulfilled because I don't know what I like. Pisces anywhere always desires guidance. Pisces anywhere always desires being told what to do. So Pisces can also be notorious for asking for a lot of opinions or their thoughts on things such as, what should I do with my life? What should I do with A, B, C? And when it comes to the emotions of Pisces moon, that fulfillment, it doesn't always know how to feel emotionally fulfilled. And sometimes because there's that lack of awareness, they might look to relationships, substance abuse, things that aren't productive to fill that gap. Now, whenever I see Pisces in the chart, I look to see what's happening with Neptune. In some cases, you know, Neptune could be an aspect to someone's sun, moon, ascendant, 12th house, Jupiter, 5th house, 2nd house. All of those aspects can contribute to how someone handles their emotions as well. And there can be themes with Pisces and Neptune, also Jupiter, that contribute to how they deal with their emotions. Like, I want to escape from this deep feeling that I have this emotion, I feel sad about it, I felt sad about it, but I'm not sure how to deal with it. I'm not sure how to get out of this sadness. You'll find that there are a lot of creative Pisces moons, a lot of celebrities, musicians that have unfortunately passed away through substance abuse issues. I'm not saying you'll do the same thing, but what I'm saying is it's common, because when you are someone who doesn't know how to process and respond to your feelings because of that level of confusion of how do I deal with this emotion, I'm gonna suppress this emotion by taking some alcohol, by taking a substance, by overindulging in food. Even if you Google Pisces moon or even Neptune aspecting sun celebrities or aspecting Venus celebrities, you will find there's a long list of celebrities, 12th house energy, that have all passed away through substance abuse or even recreational drugs, pharmaceutical drugs. Like Michael Jackson's a great example. He's a Pisces moon and he died from taking a prescribed drug. Things like that can happen, and what it is that there is this constant need to just be in a state of like in this buzz, in a zone. I always associate Pisces with the other realm because this is the real world that we're in right now, but there are different realms, and Pisces knows that there are different realms. But Pisces comes into this life but it's still karmically attached to different realms, so the need to be high, the need to feel zoned out, kind of puts you in a state of, though you're not really in this conscious place, you're in a different realm. And that is a familiar feeling for Pisces. And that's why I'm saying, like, that's the worst thing you guys could do, is dive into substance abuse, because it's about the internal expansion, rather diving into things that are external to then put into your body to then give you a buzz. You want something that's going to really open your unconscious mind in a healthy and productive way. Hence why the best way to deal with things like depression as a Pisces moon is to stay away from anything that's recreational and dive into meditation. Meditation on a day-to-day basis really helps to clear your unconscious mind, and it also puts you more in control of what's happening with your emotions as well, with your mind, with your emotions. It allows you to do a lot of astral traveling as a Pisces moon. Your moon is also your home environment. Pisces moon people most of the time travel to different countries. Most of the time move away, because there's this need that, you know what, I want to see more of the world. I am soul searching. I'm searching for something that I don't even know what I've lost. And what you find is yourself through traveling. These are the things that really help to avoid depression, or to give you that sense of emotional fulfillment for a Pisces moon. Now let's talk a little bit about relationships and how Pisces moon might behave in relationships, right? Pisces absolutely loves romance. It loves anything that could be a remotely cheesy, but it's about the effort that this person can provide for you. Even if you date someone who hasn't got any money, but it's the effort that they have. It's like going, but your partner has planned a picnic so well. They've got games, they've got music, there's some little nibbles and snacks here or there, but they have planned it. They invite you to the picnic in your favorite park. There's a view there. You haven't got to be someone who has money to impress a Pisces moon. It's not about finances, it's about the effort and maintaining that level of romance. That's all Pisces moons want. I mean, money helps the situation, of course, but Pisces moon does not depend on someone who needs to show love through their money. You also want to date someone who's very emotionally intelligent, but in a way where they can really express their vulnerability. As we know, Pisces moons are always there to help people with their emotions and stuff, and, you know, to be someone's support system, but you kind of want to have someone support you guys as well, and someone who's going to be emotionally intelligent. I like them to also know how to communicate with you guys, to really get into your emotions, to help you express more and not feel like you are there to always support someone else. Pisces moon people usually end up dating somebody who has a lot of baggage, who's carrying a lot of pain, lots of hurt. And because Pisces moon is so good at empathizing, the empathy levels is high with a Pisces moon. When this person offloads their baggage, Pisces moon gathers it. And Pisces moon has this service about it where I want to help this person to feel better. So when they meet people who don't really have a problem, or, you know, are very mature in their issues and they manage themselves very well, Pisces moon feels out of place. And that's why what you'll notice is, when it comes to Pisces moon, when you look at their history of who they've dated, most of the time they will mention that their most intense relationships are going to be with people who carry baggage. You know, people who have been hurt so badly and they can't get over it. They have trust issues. Or, you know, you might hear a Pisces moon say something like, oh, you know, I want to fix him. Or it's just the attraction that something isn't 100% right. Now, my advice to Pisces moon people is, when you are dating someone, you want to date somebody who is emotionally intelligent enough to understand and process your emotions. Someone who's able to get literally under your skin in a good way and learn more about you, because you guys spend a lot of time empathizing, you know, helping people to offload their baggage. But what about your baggage? What about your emotions? People always forget about the Pisces moon's emotions. There could have been lots of different moments where you have met someone and this person is someone who you really like. Now, Pisces is notorious for really liking people, Unless you've got Aquarius energy, Aquarius is a bit more skeptical. But when it comes to Pisces moon, it's more like, okay, oh my God, I really like him. Oh my God, he's so nice. Oh my God, I really like him. Oh my God. There's just this fantasy mode. But remember, Pisces is intuitive. So Pisces is very good for seeing its future with that person. You can literally sit there and think to yourself, yeah, you know what? I think I can see myself with them. But my issue with them would be, oh, they're so untidy, they're so messy, they're so this, they're so that, which would prevent me from wanting to stay with them. That's a problem for me right now. You can see the red flags in the beginning, but Pisces chooses to ignore these red flags. If that person is offering them that escapism feeling, that fantasy, Pisces likes to be in its own world with that person. Like, your partner essentially becomes your sense of escape. Going on retreats, on holidays, you know, being away with your partner, because that makes you escape from your reality. It puts you in like a fantasy world with your partner, which is what Pisces moon needs to feel. And a lot of times as well, you guys might see the challenging side of your relationship after you've broken up. Your friends might have told you, look, oh my God, he is trash, he's this and he's that, but you don't choose to read or listen to your friends until later on. I cannot tell you, I've always said this, but it's always the Pisces women that have reached out to me and they're like, oh honey, I'm dating this Leo guy, I'm dating this Sag or this Aries or this Aquarius or this and that, and they're so besotted. There's like this, I don't want to call it obsession, but it's this fantasy feeling that, you know, Pisces represents. And because I'm in this world, I'm almost on cloud nine, so I'm not really grounded in my expression, in my emotions. I'm on cloud nine and that just feels good. It misses all the red flags. And a lot of these women would say, yeah, I'm dating this guy, I'm really happy with him. I go through their synastry chart and I see it's not looking too good. 3 months later, 6 months later, 2 years later, it's over because of what I've said in their synastry, that at the time of you meeting them, you were in this fantasy place and you weren't looking at any red flags. And because Pisces is unconditional, I will love you regardless, and I'm also going to be your savior. Pisces has a savior complex, which is very similar to Khloe Kardashian. I think she's a Cancer sun. I can't remember what her moon was, but she had Neptune aspecting her sun, I believe. And obviously we are talking about Neptune basically, but it gives you this savior complex, and she has always been someone in her relationships where she is forgiving. She goes back to her cheating partners, her abusive ex-husband, you know, who was always on drugs, and there's just this I'm gonna love you regardless. And it takes a long time for Pisces to just let go and move on. It's a little bit different when Capricorn's involved, when Aries is involved, because those are signs that are a little bit more ruthless, whereas Pisces energy, it just likes to hang on until the last moment. And remember, I was saying to you, addiction can come in any shape or form. So therefore it can also be addicted to my partner, addicted to relationships, addicted to love. And that's why I always say it's about protecting your boundaries. Your partner has to know what is and what is not okay with you. One of the things that I recommend doing as a Pisces moon is when people are, you know, trying to call your bluff. It's like accusing your partner of cheating or lying to you. If they say, oh, you know, that's not where I was yesterday, you know, call my friend and ask him. So as a Pisces moon, you're gonna want to trust your partner, right? So you might just leave it, fine, whatever, it is what it is. No, Pisces moon, you say, yep, give me the phone right now. Do not give your partner any time to send a text message to change the story. Take the phone and call the friend. And when I tell you, people will know that they are crossing a boundary and that they can cross it, and you have to enforce that that's not okay by calling their bluff. If something doesn't feel right, it means it's not okay, and it's okay to investigate that. And instead of, you know, shying away from it, or let me not investigate because I'm afraid of what I'm going to find, that's deflecting from you needing to see these flags. You need to see what's really going on to give you more clarity. You need to have clarity to know that the direction you're supposed to go in your relationship moving forward. It's very important that you are looking at the opposite signs, because the oppositions give us the balance that we need to have. And you guys who are Pisces moon, your opposites are going to be Virgo. Now Virgo is all about everyday routines, health and well-being, your employment, being of service. It's kind of about dissecting things, dissecting the external things, Virgo will see a red flag. Virgo will create a red flag if it needs to. Virgo will not love you unconditionally. There are conditions. There's more of a realistic approach to relationships or friendships. Virgo has boundaries. So when you're a Pisces moon, that does not sound romantic at all. That just sounds very stiff, stern, mean. But you guys have to have boundaries. You guys have to have balance in your life, and you learn that from Virgo. You might be someone who gives chances a lot, but Virgo might say, look, you've given 3 chances, that's the last straw. They keep ruining things for you. Find someone else and move on. You might also be someone who drinks a bit too much, but noticing that when you drink, you're getting headaches, or you keep getting sick, alcohol poisoning. And you know what? Virgo's like, okay, yeah, that's affecting your health. Have a routine with it. Maybe only drink on the weekends, or maybe limit how much you're drinking. You have to find more of the balance between the Pisces and the Virgo in order for you to have more of a healthy relationship with your own sign, with your own sense of self. So people, that is my video for Pisces moon this week. I hope you guys have a good week ahead, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.